Hey church, welcome to our follow-up for this week for Mark 13. Can you believe this is our last follow-up, as next week's we're going to be starting off with our Easter devotional. Every single day we'll have a different video for you. But as we go through Mark 13, I actually have a really easy gig today because Pastor Daniel this last weekend covered the entirety of the chapter. And so instead I want to focus in on one of the application questions that he gave us. And it said, how can we be found on guard and ready in this life? As we read through Mark 13, this theme continues to pop up where Jesus is saying, hey, you must be on guard, being ready for whatever is to come and to be ready to give a witness. He says, hey, don't be found sleeping when the master comes back. Be on guard. Be watchful, for you do not know the hour when he returns or even when the Lord might call us home. To be on guard, and it made me even ask, okay, what does it look like then to live a life that is on guard, that is live a life that is marked by readiness? And I think that is to live a life that is focused on Christ, a life that is marked by the frequent and intentional removal of sin and removal of anything that could lead to sin. Now, as we ask ourselves this question, what would it look like to be on guard and ready? It should cause us to look at our own lives and ask that question and see, where are we not maybe fully following Jesus? Now, for some of us, it might be very blatant. It might just be a sin that says, hey, yeah, you know what? There's the sin in my life. Lord, I already know where it's at. I know that I'm falling into this. And you run to the Lord in confession and say, Father, I've messed up. And then you turn from that sin in repentance and you say, I'm not going to keep walking down that path. Maybe for you today, to be on guard, to be ready, to be found ready, would be to do just that. Would be to run to the Father right now and say, God, you know what? I've fallen short here. And then to run to your community and say, community, would you help me in this area? Would you help me not continue to fall into the sin? Now, for others, you might be living a life of faithfulness right now, but there still might be areas where you are prone to fall into sin. There might be areas in your life where things aren't quite as blatant, but there are areas where you're teetering. And these could be things like an ideology that you're tempted to choose, even though it goes against Christ. It could be a relationship that you are finding yourself falling more into that you know wouldn't lead you to Christ. It could be anything. Church, being on guard, being ready means that we are prayerfully seeking out what it is in our lives that is leading us further away from Jesus, or that could lead us away from Jesus, and giving it over to the Lord and saying, God, would you help me with this? So what is it for you today? What is it that you need to give over to Christ, that you need to run to the community that the Lord has put you in and ask for help, so that when the Lord comes back or when he calls you home, you would be found on guard and ready? Church, our prayer is that we would be a group of people, a community of believers that is marked by readiness. Love you, church. Have a great week.